So in terms of revenue generation, how does that?
So it won't be, right? It'll be a discovery platform. It will be a traffic play. So you won't, if it's non-ticketed, we can't charge for it. But the idea is to make the product more relevant to more people. And hopefully two things happen. One is your traffic will go up, so we can monetize that traffic based on eyeballs like we do. The other is hopefully some of them will move on to actually buy ticketed events as well and convert some of those guys as customers. Those are the two things. But yeah, you won't be able to charge those people. But it's an indirect benefit.
So you initially mentioned that the number of bookings per month are around 3 to 3.5 million. So
Tickets, 5 million.
5 million. So if we consider it per month, say per day, there would be around 1.5 to 1.8 lakh tickets per day.
It's 70% on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 30% on Monday.
So in a hour, suppose the average number of bookings would be around 8,000. So
some hours are even 40,000.
so supposedly in those hours the website or the app is down, that would cause a revenue loss for around 15-20 lakhs.
It does.
Yeah,
And we do, every time we have a new blockbuster, every time we see some downtime. So Doom 3 we had an issue. No, so we've worked a lot on the infrastructure, right? So we've done a lot on, so we have I think now over 150 to 180 virtual servers. We can, within 3 or 5 minutes we can simply ramp up the whole load. We've changed our database from SQL to, Mongo, Hadoop, all of that stuff, open source. We've done a lot of work on load management, on I'm not a technical guy, but I broadly, there's a lot of stuff happening around there. So, for instance, Doom 3 last December, was a peak, and we saw, something went off, and it took about 4 or 5 hours for us to get back online. This year, there have been 3-4 blockbusters. So every time there is a new peak, the time it's taking us to actually recover is shorter. So the last, I think Happy New Year, we were down for 10 minutes or so, not much, and we still did, peak sales. So it has the capability to sort of recover. So obviously we try and size the infrastructure for the next peak, but every time something happens and that peak exceeds what we thought we should. But the ability to manage and to come back is much better now than it was say a year or two back. So you're right, there is definitely a loss if the site is down. Not only loss, there's a lot of negative reviews, there's a lot of dissonance with consumers. Transactions don't happen, people aren't able to log into websites. And some of it is based on our infrastructure, a lot of it is based on cinema infrastructure. So if, although our site can handle it, when I'm pushing 20,000 people to say an Inox or a PVR, if his infrastructure can't handle it, then you don't get a response from the site, that the cinema site is down, but people still think it's a VMS issue. So at the back end, we are actually investing in improving the plumbing at each of the cinemas as well. So we go out to them and say, okay, we will invest in improving your bandwidth, improving your network, putting new servers, adding capacity, all of that, just so that consumers don't have an issue. So that's one of the things we do, and of course at our end we try and make sure that the load management is much better.
So you just mentioned about a lot of offers on your website. There are a lot of many customers who are connected, they have found the link to Book My Show and those offers. So it has created a mindset. Do you see it as a threat in the long term? Because the mindset has been formed.
See, not really. At the end of the day, we are in India. It's offers is a reality. Indians love offers. Indians are very value-conscious people. We are not a discount site. We never say that we discount tickets. These are all offers that are brought to you by partners. We don't keep any money from these offers. So every single rupee that a Citibank or an ICICI or a Visa or a Master or a Deutsche gives us goes back to consumers. We don't make money on it. Obviously, it's indirect, so that more people come to us. I think, at the end of the day, it's still maybe 8-10% of our transactions, right? It's not 30, 60, 80% of our transactions. I think it's a good hook to get new people in. It helps achieve a lot of the marketing objectives of these partners. So they have certain objectives like, converting a credit card guy to e-commerce, activating something, acquiring a new customer. The cost per acquisition for these guys on our platform is 1/3 to 1/5 of what they would have anywhere else. That's why they keep funding more and more money to us. Our ticket size is very small, but the value perception of 150 rupees off on a ticket is much higher than 150 rupees that you may get on a Flipkart for a 5-10,000 rupee product. I mean, you're not going to really think too much. But if a ticket is 150, that's a free ticket. Just in terms of perception is much higher. So people get drawn to that offer more. For a Flipkart, you need to offer 500 rupees or 600 rupees to have that same relevance. So people therefore like to come to us, partners. From a consumer perspective, I don't think we're creating a link of, there are people like offer seekers, so we have a set of people who typically only come for offers, but that's okay. I mean, that's few and far between. The idea is how do you make sure that he's so used to that whole process that even if there is no offer, eventually he continues and buys a ticket. And that's the challenge that we face, and that's what we continuously work towards. But I don't think there's a negative issue. I think we're in fact looking to build more and more capacity on our offers front to sort of drive that up. So one is the discounts that you get with credit cards, the other is the whole FLP piece that we will also bring in, which again will be offers. You get 10% off, or you get a free burger or free coffee or whatever. I think it just creates that much more stickiness on our platform, and it adds value to the consumer at the end of the day. But we won't discount the convenience fee. The first time we done that was last week and again tomorrow. So we're building a property of Wait for Wednesdays. I don't know whether you guys have heard of it. So last Wednesday we started this thing where we get 20% off flat if you buy on a Wednesday for a Wednesday. So it's the first time we've done that. But again, the objective there is to try and convert some of these sort of people who are on the fence, try and make VMS cheaper than the box office. See, it's traditionally looked upon as more expensive, right? One of the big issues why people don't come sometimes is that we charge a convenience fee. That's the only fee that's the only revenue that we make. So we're trying to create this weekday property where we are cheaper than the box office, to then try and get a lot more conversions from the 80% of the guys who typically go to the box office. That's the first time we've actually done that. We typically never do that. But I think these other offers are partner offers. I don't think really considered a discount site because of that.
So suppose we have 4 tickets left for a movie Interstellar. If I and my friend book, the seats are 1, 2, 3 and 4. If I and my friend book the seats 2 and 3, the 1 and 4 seats are single seats. So I think that it would go waste for a theatre like PVR where the customers are not.
So there are, yeah, you're right. So there are ways around that, right? So there are certain provisions where you can avoid single seats, where it will not allow you to choose something if you're keeping a single seat left. You need minimum 2 seats. So that's available in the software. I don't think we've activated that. Cinemas seem to be okay with it, so it doesn't. I don't think it's harming that much. It may harm in a, really it's a house full. There are times when you see, 1 seat left. You're right, but it's not so bad. I mean, it's possible to manage. I mean, it's part of the Vista thing where it will not allow you to choose seats if you are leaving one empty. But I don't think we've activated that. I mean, if the cinema wants it to happen, they can do it. There's no problem. I think it's more from the cinema side. That's right. Okay, great. I think we run out of time. So thank you so much, and look forward to. You want to talk about the process? Okay, so Shikha will just talk about the process.
Right. Hi.
Okay.
We'll be having a group discussion which will be scheduled on the 21st of November, which I think is this Friday. So we'll have this at your institute itself. So we'll have a batch of 10 to 15 people coming together on a topic that we'll give you, and then we'll shortlist you. And if required, we might have again a shortlisting group discussion for the first set of shortlisted people. Post that, The ones who have been shortlisted would be asked to come to our office for a technical round as well as an HR round, which will be the final round of interview. After that, you all be welcomed aboard, right? Also, another thing I wanted to share with you all is that we also have some more requirements in terms of corporate sales, right? We have requirements in different locations that would be Mumbai, Bangalore, Chandigarh, Mohali. Mostly not. So somebody who's recruited in Chandigarh or Mohali would be required to travel, the northern region. So anybody who wants to apply for a corporate, it's a pure corporate sales role, where we're looking for people with good communication skills, somebody who can present themselves well, confident enough to go and speak with corporates. So that's the criteria for this role. So you all can give your names to Mohit, we can take them from you, and we'll have them also included in the group discussion. Right? Any questions?
Just to add, the sales bit would be for the IPL matches basically. That's for the IPL tickets. That's what we're looking at it for.
Yeah. So the internship period will be from March, April for a month or 2 months.
So we'll open the application. Okay. So I'd like to thank Mr. Mazdi, actually, for coming over here and presenting with a token of appreciation for the same. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Great, thanks guys. Thank you.